It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Say hello to the folks.
Hey, hello to the folks.
Hey, Shaquille O'Neal is here. Say hey to the folks.
Hey, what up, folks?
The NBA's really rolling along at this point. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans is one of the teams right now playing very consistently. They struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. Oh, we're going to see DJ in action tonight, a player who's been doing really well lately. Guys, the way DJ has performed the last handful of games, do you think he should be moved into the starting lineup?
Yo, you couldn't have drafted this guy to sit him on the bench, Ernie. How can you sit him on the bench, this guy, DJ? I mean,
Beats me.
Unbelievable. So, I mean, he's looked ready in his last few games. I think this is a coaching error. This guy is ready, and if you don't play him, you could find yourself without a job.
And not only that, as a player, you don't ever want to hand your starting job to another guy. But, hey, Kenny, like you said, DJ has earned it. And I think the coach is smart enough to make this decision really, really quick.
Were you guys around the other day when DJ was walking around here in the studio?
Oh, without question.
Yeah,
I saw
we
him.
saw him.
He's taller than I thought he was.
He was. Very personable, very nice guy.
He didn't have an entourage. I like that.
I like that, too.
Oh, I know.
Like
Well,
He
maybe he can borrow yours.
Yeah. Well, I don't have an entourage.
He left his bag in there, and it was just full with money. I mean, the DJ's getting paid.
Yeah, and I almost took it, but I said,
we gave it back.
I'm not going to do that.
Time now for tip-off. Time to send it out to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Hey, Boo-Boo, how long till the game starts?
Oh, you got to be kidding me. This thing is broken. Man tells me it's a Rolex and I can't tell the difference, but I guess I can. This Rolex don't work. I should have bought a time man. $20 down.
Rockets here at home in this Western Conference matchup, live here in Houston. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. With Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from our Hall of Famer on the sideline, David Aldridge. You look at Texas. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
And during this streak, guys, one thing you can see on this team is that everybody's role is clearly defined. Every player knows exactly what's expected of them. All the pieces seem to be fitting together perfectly.
Oh, well, they're playing amazing right now. And, of course, the challenge is to maintain this level of focus and intensity. Sometimes that's easier said than done.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And two of the better defensive teams playing tonight, Chris, they don't take a lot of plays off, do they?
No, they don't take any plays off. You have to credit their coaching staff, their culture in that locker room about that. Their defense first, but you have to make sure that you communicate just as much as you use your physical effort on the floor. Defense, a lot of times, is playing position defense first, being where you know you should, paying attention to the little things.
That communication, one of the more underrated parts of playing defense, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. And one of the best at it used to be a guy named Roscoe. Ball don't lie, Rasheed Wallace. He was sitting that back, him and KG, and they would kind of be the anchors telling you to watch out, screen, left, man coming right, I got your back, send them to the right. Those type of things allow you to have more confidence because really, Kev, you cannot guard anyone in the NBA one-on-one, period. You're at the offensive player's mercy. You need as much help behind you in front of that basket as you do.
Great answer. God, that was all fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for New Orleans right now, Hill and Davis are the forwards. Holiday out there with Ian Clark, and it's Cousins in at the 5, down low. And Holiday kicks to Clark. To the inside. It's tipped. New Orleans moving the ball around. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Davis has got his first points in this one.
They lean on him for a big portion of their scoring with a good reason.
Paul kicks to Harden. He dishes it to Capella. Out to the right wing. Paul against Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. Paul with the bucket.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Well, he created a little separation from that mid-range. Just a good shot for him in that situation.
And Holiday kicks to Hill. And it's off from three-point range. On defense, New Orleans. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
But I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
Greg, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
The shot's good. Harden's got 5 now.
He can finish with force or finesse. The beard does it all.
And Holiday kicks to Clark. Davis in the corner. They set the pick. Over Harden. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 6 points for Anthony Davis.
3 for 4 from the field to start the game. They'll take that.
Paul kicks to Harden. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
The shot by Holiday, no good.
Well, it's a confidence shaker when you can't hit a wide open three like that.
Paul passes to Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. He's got 8.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Outside, Davis. Davis with a screen on Harden. Clark kicks to Davis. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
Now here's Harden. 29 points for him last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Hill kicks to Holiday. Davis setting the pick for Holiday. Cousins with a screen on Ariza. Ariza against Hill. From deep. Shot clock reset for New Orleans. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Paul against Holiday. Lob pass to Capella. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And Davis gets it to go on the assist by Clark. Davis has got 10 points.
He is dominating this quarter. He sees a soft spot in the D, and he's attacking.
Screen by Capella. Paul with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively. From past the arc, and James Harden hits from deep.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here is Holiday. 8 points his last outing.
But you gotta love the little man climbing up amongst the skyscrapers and coming away with the big rebound.
Here's Paul. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
Yeah, it's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Well, the NBA has some great advanced scouts who know how to help a team prepare for an opponent. When you played, Chris, what kind of information would you be given with a team that was coming up on the schedule or the game that night that was important for you?
Well, wow, my rookie year, I remember the first time I got a scouting, the playoff scouting report, and I had to understand how many times the player I was playing against would shoot over his right shoulder as opposed to his left shoulder, and the percentage of the times he liked it on the left box as opposed to the right box, and really just knowing the guys and understanding their habits. And so you really need that. It gives you confidence because, as I said, you can't check one player. It's just so hard to do. So what do you have to do? You have to check their tendencies. So maybe you can beat him to the spot that he likes before he can, because if he gets there, he's just going to destroy you. Scouting reports are everything to understand your opponent and your opposing team.
Did you keep, Chris, a mental notebook, or would you have a notebook that you would write in to keep track of these players, the guys you would face?
I had a mental notebook. The teams would give us physical notebooks, but I would just kind of read them and make my mental notes. You get to see guys so often that if you don't kind of understand who a player is that night before you play him, it might be too late.
Here's Holiday. James Harden picking up that last basket. And Capella sends it back. And Cousins gets it to go.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Anderson a screen on Holiday. Over Holiday. Harden's shot is off.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Davis setting the pick for Hill. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hill's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Rockets trail by 3. Harden dishes the ball. For the 3. Another miss by Harden.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And that one's good by Clark.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Here's Harden on the wing. Kicks it to Capella. Back to Harden. And some nice passing there by Houston. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Harden.